We have some major news. Overnight, Donald Trump began amplifying calls for military tribunals, calling to, quote, obliterate the deep state as he ramps up attacks against Democratic lawmakers that he wants to see behind bars. And at the same time, more MAGA influencers on Twitter are being exposed as foreign actors in what really is shaping up to be one of the bigger scandals of 2025 because it really shows the influence that foreign actors have in American political discourse, especially in American elections, because much of what we're seeing from these foreign based accounts influences MAGA policies, influences MAGA talking points, and really shows a right wing ecosystem that feeds off of foreign information in American discourse. And that folks is a bombshell that unfortunately many in the mainstream media just simply aren't touching. So I need your help to promote this, like, comment, share, and subscribe, not just to support my work, but to amplify what we're doing right now. Now, Donald Trump spent the evening and into the morning hours reposting calls like this: military tribunals. It essentially says if your justice system has been corrupted, how do you bypass the corruption? Military tribunals. And if you look, it's a repost of, he took this from Twitter and posted on his Truth Social because it's the link. And it says the military is the only way, if you look at the actual tweet. He also posted QAnon memes of himself AI generated saying time to obliterate the deep state. As you can see on his lapel, it says do it Q. Another one, remember your oath, with Donald Trump draped in the American flag as though he is Superman with the American flag. And then another one, TikTok, Donald Trump just looking into the camera. But if you look once again on his collar on the white shirt, it says Q plus, another QAnon conspiracy theory promoted by the president of the United States. And it all comes as Donald Trump is ramping up these attacks on Democratic lawmakers. And we're seeing an increased number of death threats and bomb threats being sent to their homes. And at least one member of Congress, AOC from New York, is calling out Donald Trump and actually openly questioning his mental acuity after he is making these posts.
To be honest, the president's remarks I think, indicate a level of instability. It's not just shocking, it's not just offensive, it's bizarre, it is erratic, it's volatile, and I think it indicates a mental state that we should all be questioning right now, whether that's emotional, mental, what have you. It is not normal to make these accusations. It is not normal to invoke these kinds of threats of violence. And it's also not normal to also dramatically misquote, as Carolyn Leavitt was doing, what these members of Congress said. They made a very clear message to U.S. service members, which is that you do not have to obey an illegal order. And I think that's an important message to reiterate, because this administration seems to be increasingly trying to go down that path.
Now, as we talk about illegal orders and potential military conflict, the Trump administration is ramping up for a possible full-scale war in the Southern Caribbean that could begin as soon as this week, increasing its military presence in Venezuela. And even overnight into this morning, Donald Trump announced that, or the Trump administration announced that Maduro, the leader of Venezuela, his status will essentially be changed. He is now the leader of a terrorist organization in the eyes of the United States, which in a lot of ways will make it easier for the United States to conduct military action in Venezuela to potentially remove Nicolas Maduro from government. Now, we're also learning that more MAGA accounts across Twitter are foreign made. This one at American is based in Pakistan. This one at Trump v. Von Trump is my president is based in Macedonia. This one, Ultra MAGA Trump 2028, is based in Nigeria. And I think this is a major scandal that a lot of folks aren't talking about. And unfortunately, in the media, a lot of folks aren't talking about it. And the reason why, I personally don't really have a reason why for this, but the reason why this is such a big deal in my eyes is because many of these accounts are where conspiracy theories begin. The way Twitter works, if you've been on it, you probably would know. If you spent a few hours scrolling on it, you would know. One of these accounts pumps out a meme or pumps out a conspiracy theory of sorts. It's then picked up by some of the larger right-wing amplifiers. It's then eventually makes its way onto Fox News. It makes its way onto Donald Trump's Truth Social. It's amplified. Whether or not it's true, it is amplified. And a lot of times, those messages start from accounts like Ultra MAGA Trump 2028 or at American or at Trump is my president. And now we're learning that these accounts, they're based in countries not in the United States. And so you have to think about how many bad actors are there out there really right now that are trying to influence American discourse, that are trying to divide Americans more than we've seen over the past several days and over the past several years. Plenty of people want to divide Americans, and they're doing it by using these foreign actors, these foreign accounts, faceless, nameless accounts that are amplified within the MAGA ecosphere. And it all comes as many are trying to move away from the Epstein files. They want to move away from the Epstein files. Why, ask yourselves? Well, in less than 4 weeks, in just 3 weeks, we have to have the Epstein files released. That is what the law says. And according to Congressman Garcia, he's going to fight to get these Epstein files out, whether or not Pam Bondi follows the law in the Epstein Files Transparency Act.
Bondi might say, well, the law you just passed actually has a phrase in it that speaks to if there's an active investigation, the DOJ may be able to withhold evidence. That's in the law, and it's something that's pretty standard. Our subpoena doesn't have that because congressional subpoenas often receive pretty classified or confidential information that goes to congressional committees for review. It's very common. And so that is something that the DOJ cannot ignore. They may be able to say, well, we're not going to provide this information to the full Congress and the public, but they can't say the same to the congressional committee.
So that's kind of where things stand right now. And as the news progresses over the next week, my focus will be on exposing more of those MAGA accounts that are amplifying these conspiracy theories in the MAGA ecosphere, and also demanding the release of the Epstein files. Because even though the bill has passed, the files are still not in the hands of the survivors who are demanding justice, accountability, and transparency. And it's justice that we cannot stop fighting for until they get it. So as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Spread the word so that more people know what's happening. And I will see you soon with another update, so stay tuned for more.